of Jamaica. Good evening from beautiful Oranjestad on Aruba's west coast. My name is Alex Heinert with you ahead of the second match of the competition for both sides on a warm, windy night in this South Caribbean island's capital city. This is the second match in Group D today. You see the pitch conditions, temperatures right around 80 degrees. That breeze coming from the far side of your screen to the near where the benches are. That's been a bit of a factor throughout this tournament so far here in Aruba. I mentioned again, the second match in Group D today. The earlier saw Honduras put 15 goals past St. Vincent and the Grenadines, cementing the number 9 team in the region's place atop the table for the time being. Jamaica currently sit in a tie for second with Guyana after those two played out a 1-1 draw on Sunday, while Aruba are still very much in the hunt after a narrow 3-1 defeat Sunday to the current group leaders. What are these teams playing for? As a reminder, this week it is all about securing a place in the Concacaf Women's U17 Finals, set to be played in March. In this first phase of 2, 28 of CONCACAF's national teams will compete across 6 groups, with the 6 group winners and 2 best second-place finishers advancing to that final round in 2 months' time. They'll join the top 4 ranked teams in the region in that mini-tournament, the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and Costa Rica. Only 4 from the region will make this October's FIFA Women's U17 World Cup Finals in Morocco. For the home side, Aruba's coming off a heartening loss to Honduras on this pitch 2 nights ago. The hosts defended bravely for well over an hour, but their Central American opponents would breach their defense 3 times in the final 20 minutes. Aruba did finish on a high note, though, thanks to Adenaya Breinberg's stellar free kick goal in stoppage time. Meanwhile, Jamaica had a difficult time breaking down Guyana on Sunday and actually fell behind in the 74th minute, only for Nicolette Prendergast to come to the rescue with a thunderbolt of an equalizer from outside the box in the 85th. The Reggae Girls are ranked 13th in CONCACAF and are looking for their 6th straight win over fellow Caribbean opposition at this competition. Today's meeting marks the 3rd head-to-head all-time between Aruba and Jamaica in a women's U17 qualifier. Jamaica won both of the previous meetings by an aggregate score of 17-0, including an 8-0 win in 2010 and a 9-0 verdict in 2012. That was a long time ago, though, 14 years since their last meeting. And this match is being played, of course, on Aruba home soil here in Oranjestad at the National Stadium, the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in the capital city. We will see if that home support, which played a big factor on Sunday, can assist the team in yellow here now on a Tuesday night. It is Aruba and Jamaica from Oranjestad, the second match of the day here in Group D, and the second for both in this competition. Kickoff will come up right after this, following the playing of both sides' national anthems, Aruba Sweet Land and Jamaica Land We Love. You love the pride that these young ladies have representing their country here in this competition. Second match here at these U17 qualifiers this week for both, with 2 more to come following this. And this is a big one. Again, just the group winners are guaranteed automatic passage to the finals in March. If either Aruba or Jamaica are to make it through, you would expect the result has to come tonight. Let's look at the starters this evening, beginning for Aruba. Jawali Lake has made 2 alterations to his opening 11 from the 3-1 loss to Honduras, with Aaliyah Harms and Nakushka Quidama earning the nod from the opening whistle here on match day 2. Delana Veenstra persists in goal after an 8-save performance on Sunday, while Ziana Rogers will aim to apply pressure at the other end of the pitch as a lone striker. Our 4-person officiating crew today, led by Moika Kalm, who is from France originally. She has the whistle this evening. Abigail McKenzie of Barbados, Heidi Kahl of Guatemala are 2 assistant referees. Cecile Hines of Trinidad and Tobago, who took charge of one of the matches on Sunday, featuring these 2 sides, will be today's 4th official. Their confirmation of those ladies who will take charge of this contest here in Oranjestad. See the captains, Neve Tromp wearing the armband for the 2nd straight game for Aruba. And the goalkeeper, London Cathy, for Jamaica. Those 2 with strong performances to open this campaign just 2 days ago. For Jamaica, Marlon Hilton has made 0 changes to the side that drew 1-1 with Guyana on Sunday. It's a 4-3-3 again, with Tiana and Kyra Grant at left and right fullback, just behind Jay Alecki and Chanel Walters in wide midfield. Then there is the number 4, Nicolette Prendergast, in the middle. Certainly one to watch for her endeavor and her quality. She'll look to connect a little more today with Madison Bailey, Raquana Richards, and Malena Karamaya Johnson, mighty in attack. Jamaica did take a bit to get into gear in their opener, but they showed their quality and their class in the end to earn that point on Sunday. They'll be looking for a little more fluency tonight as they try to stay within range of group leaders Honduras. Meanwhile, Aruba haven't won in this competition since 2010, but they also haven't played in the qualifiers since 2018. They performed admirably against the favorites to win this group 2 days ago. You would expect their confidence to be high once again tonight. 3 points on the line here in Oranjestad. An important fixture, the 2nd one of the group stage for these 2 sides. It is Jamaica in the change strip. Aruba, the home team, in every sense, both on the scoreboard and here in their capital city in the all-yellow. And this matchup of 2 Caribbean nations squaring off here. And a perfect night for football. The crowd starting to fill in on the far side. Definitely is here on the near side as well. We await the opening whistle and the opening kick. And we are off and running here in Oranjestad at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium. It is Aruba attacking left to right in the all-yellow. Jamaica with 1 point on the board already after that 1-1 draw against Guyana on Sunday. Aruba defeated 3-1 by Honduras, but again, that scoreline looks pretty good in light of what we saw earlier today when Las Catrachas put 15 on the board against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Should be a fun encounter here between these 2. There's Aruba trying to get something going in midfield. Lovely feet. 5 in the attack here for the hosts. A decent ball forward. Kalila Daly, though, was always in the way. Here comes Kyra Grant now. The Reggae Girls with Raquana Richards. Malena Karamaya Johnson, mighty now. It's a good step on that far side. I believe that's Ashlyn Franken doing the defending from left back for Aruba. Johnson Mighty's cross up into the night air here in Aruba. It's good hustle there along the touchline from Chanel Walters, but unable to keep the ball in play. Here is Franken for the hosts. Had a good game on Sunday. Her pass intercepted by Leckie. This is Jaya Leckie back to midfield where Daly waits. Now Felicia Brown. Kyra Grant on this right side. Aruba picking up pretty much where they left off on Sunday. They didn't have much of the ball in that 3-1 defeat to Honduras. They were a bit under the cosh at times. Honduras with 60% possession at game. Shots in total were 24-2. Shots on goal 11-2 in favor of Las Catrachas. However, a lot of those shots were from distance, and we saw that Honduras team earlier today score at will against a St. Vincent and the Grenadines side who ranked 28th in Concacaf. Aruba's 33rd. They certainly proved to be much stiffer in terms of defense. We'll see if that carries over to today. So far, so good. Giving Jamaica possession, but not giving them many inroads in the opening exchanges here in this competition. Jamaica, by the way, their 1-1 draw with Guyana, almost even across the board. Possession nearly 50-50. Shot attempts, shots on target, almost equal between those two. It is Jamaica now with a chance from distance. That fell kindly to Tiana Grants. First save for Delana Veenstra. She was a busy lady on Sunday evening, Veenstra. If you saw in the starting lineups, Veenstra, a tall, imposing goalkeeper. She might be called into action again as Johnson Mighty takes over. It's a good step from Franken. A quick restart from Jamaica. This is Prendergast. Good defending once again by Aruba with the ball given right back to the number 4 in black. And the foul committed. Nicolette Prendergast. She was a bright spot for the Reggae Girls even before she scored that 85th minute equalizer. Tiana Grant lining up this free kick. An early opportunity for the visitors to get something into the danger zone. It appears to be the left foot of Tiana Grants, who will be called into action. That's Joanny Perez being told to back up just a bit. This is Grants. Not quite the service she was looking for. It's a scramble. Aruba able to get it cleared now to midfields. Good step by Brown, but Aruba able to come away with the ball now. Perhaps something on here in transition off the free kick. Leandra Angela trying to play it back, and Jamaica was ready. Early ball forward from Johnson Mighty. It'll elude Chanel Walters and run out to touch. Both teams trying to be opportunistic here in the opening 5 minutes, trying to take advantage of a turnover. A bit of a loose touch that time from Quidama, allowing Jamaica a second bite at the apple. It'll be the Reggae Girls on the throw-in. Here's Grants again. Daly. The early ball headed down by the Aruba back line. Only as far as Leckie. This is Kyra Grant on the right side. It's a bouncing ball that Veenstra had to be ready for. A couple of saves in the opening 6 minutes for the Aruba goalkeeper. Veenstra was very aggressive on Sunday, quick to shut down opportunities that Honduras created. This is Quidama, who loses out to Daly, who was excellent at left back. She unfortunately was culpable for the goal. Ball that was sent across along the byline that she swung at and missed, but that was the only foot that she put wrong all day. And this is the number 2 again, coming forward in attack. Squaring it across. That's a lovely first touch. Johnson Mighty. And there again is Veenstra to the rescue. Great turn of direction, though, from Milena Karamaya Johnson-Mighty, the number 9. Able to shift her weight after this ball from Daly. Look at this. Eluding the captain. And Eve Tromp hustling to get back. Aaliyah Harms racing in as well to try and slow down Johnson-Mighty. Here come Jamaica once more. This is Walters. That ball to the corner is not going to find its mark. A lot to ask of Tiana Grant. Johnson-Mighty had some bright moments in the opening 10 minutes in that 1-1 draw against Guyana, then didn't have much of the ball the rest of the way. She was substituted in the second half. Already a bright start from her, though, just showing what Jamaica possess in attack. Here they are on the ball again. Chanel Walters cutting inside. Walters eventually pushed away, unable to get the shot off. Back to midfield where Brown is waiting. And now Lecky. Jay Lecky's ball over the top, headed up by Franken. There's Breinberg. Had that beautiful free kick in stoppage time in the second half to give Aruba fans a little more to cheer about. Number 10 in yellow, Adnan Breinberg. Had a good game throughout, but highlighted it with a perfect effort up and down over the wall from just outside the box. So difficult to get the type of dip needed to beat the wall and beat the keeper from that distance, but she hit it perfectly. We've seen some spectacular goals just on the first 2 match days of this competition. We've had a lot of goals to talk about. Again, a number of teams scoring double figures. For every blowout, though, we've had a handful of really tight, exciting, cagey affairs. That's been the case again today. Some really good action across the 4 separate sites here in this competition. There's a bouncing ball dealt with at the back. In Nicaragua, Bermuda, Curacao, and Aruba all hosting. Every match in Group D being played here on this island just north of the Venezuelan coast. This, by the way, the 5th match of 6 taking place across the U17 qualifiers today. Some have been lopsided. Honduras 15-0 over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Cuba 8-0 over the British Virgin Islands. Guatemala a 5-0 win earlier today over Antigua and Barbuda. Haiti, though, a narrow win, 2-0 over St. Lucia. Costa Rica and Anguilla still to come. This is Walters again down the left side. It's Franken trying to slow her down. Walters eluding the tackle. And again, well, the third one comes good. It'll be a throw for the visitors here. Chanel Walters, though, with some joy down this left-hand side. Jay Alecki playing it back. Here's Daly, swinging that left foot in. Veenstra playing it well, like a good center fielder back there. So far, it is a bit what we expected. Jamaica with the majority of the possession. Aruba defending well. It is the Rega girls, though, sparking into attack. Here's Johnson-Mighty, pushed out wide. 2 in the box to aim for if she can get the cross away. Took a deflection that might have come her way, but instead cleared back to midfield. Here's Daly. Headed down. Good header by Walters just to keep it alive. Now it's Grant's. Nice 1-2 with Walters. Grant's cross did not take a deflection. It'll be a goal kick for Veenstra. 12th minute here at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium, the national stadium of Aruba in Oranjestad, the capital city. No breakthrough yet between the hosts and this Jamaican side who's come about 600 miles across the Caribbean. Jamaica located to the north, of course, a bit to the northwest of Aruba. Long ball forward, and that'll roll out just in front of Natyushka Kudama. Seeing her first action in this competition. It was Walters. Slowed by Breinberg and forced to play back to Daly. She's not afraid of those early switches. It's a good ball in the direction of Madison Bailey, but cut out. Aruba trying to find some joy. That ball on the deck will be cut out by Brown. Now Bailey. That's a little in front of Lecky this time. Collected though by Prendergast. Felicia Brown once again. Lecky. Pass took a deflection. Aruba happy to intercept. This is Perez. And now Breinberg. Good reading of the game by Tiana Grant. Aruba not giving up the fight. Jamaica, though, cool and calm. Kyra Grant now will lob it forward. Johnson Mighty's proved to be a good focal point in terms of just release valve, but good option in attack to aim for. There's Richards now winning it for Jamaica only momentarily. Johnson Mighty trying to show her strength. Breinberg back on the ball for the hosts. And the early outlets. It does find its mark this time. 3 in the attack for Aruba. The early shot fanned on a bit. Lecky able to clear out to touch. If you're Joali Lake and this Aruba staff, you'll be heartened by their ability to be a little aggressive when they've won possession. Able to string a few passes together, get into the Jamaican third. We have seen the quality they possess when they get into dangerous areas. It is just a matter of finding their way into those types of positions. Here's Breinberg again. Oh, good idea. She had the runner out there. That was Kudama. Instead, it's Jamaica going the other way with Walters. Breinberg at full stretch can only poke it away towards Lecky, who splays that one wide. Madison Bailey waiting. She beats one. Taken out by the second defender, and illegally so. A foul some 20 yards away. Bit of a hip check that time from Christine Bretta. Enough to draw the whistle of Moika Kalm. Tiana Grant striding over to size up this free kick as we approach the quarter of an hour mark. Jamaica with 60% possession to this point. Can they make it count now from a set piece? The left-footed Grant standing over this. And the wall does its job. Prendergast able to tap it back to Grant. Now all the way back to Lecky. Walters in acres of space on this left-hand side. Tried to cut in. Good defending by Franken. Breinberg. That's a good early ball. Felicia Brown doing the defensive work. Not completely clear yet. There's Perez tapping it back. Now hoofed forward once more. This is like an awkward hop. That's good defending again by Brown. Just marshalling away the Aruban attackers who were coming forward. Great outlet ball as well to Walters, who can now start the attack, if not for that defensive intervention. Here's Aruba once again. Brown now beaten for pace on this far side. Aruba in the attack. And finally, London Cathy able to snare that one. Good run by Ziana Rogers. Not the best attacking move of the night so far for the hosts. There is Lecky, though. Such strength in midfield. Lobbing one. It hits off the back of Richards. She's forced to retreat. Now out wide to Bailey. And Richards. Good save by Veenstra. No rebound this time with Johnson Mighty in the area. Third save of the opening 17 minutes for Delana Veenstra. I believe this is the captain here, Neve Tromp, who just went down. The Aruba training staff will come on to have a look at the captain. Here's another look now. That last effort, certainly a decent one from Raquana Richards. Didn't trouble Veenstra, but another shot on target. As we have seen throughout this tournament, it does not hurt to put the ball on frame. Veenstra, though, very sure-handed on that occasion. And this stoppage allowing both sides just to get some new instruction. Get some fluids in after the opening 17 minutes. Been a good back and forth affair so far between these two sides. Very reminiscent of, I guess, really both of the opening matches for each of these sides. From a Jamaican standpoint, it's more of the same. Good possession, able to get into a couple of dangerous areas, but not really create any grade A chances. For Aruba, more defending that we've seen throughout this tournament thus far. And they have looked a little bit dangerous when given opportunities in transition. Saw a moment ago the speed of Ziana Rogers. The game plan for the hosts does seem to be get those early balls over the top, in behinds. For Jamaica now, it's all about the final ball. How do you unlock this Aruba defense? And for Breinberg, she's trying to do the same for the opposition. It's Perez. Just helping it along. Rogers let it run. That's Brown once again, who's been solid, dependable throughout this tournament. There's Bailey tracking back. Breinberg got there first. Number 10 in yellow, all the way back to Franken. Not quite on the same page that time. I think that was Bretta that she was looking for. Prendergast over to Bailey. One touch to Richards. Raquana Richards eyeing up the cross. Tromp did well to prevent it. And still Richards to the byline. That cross took a deflection. We'll have our first corner of the match. That's really good effort from Raquana Richards to maintain possession, wriggle her way free, and get the cross away. Galila Daly will come across to serve this corner kick in the 21st minute. Here's Daly. Service to the far post. Could have gone anywhere back there. The ball will stay in play, but proceedings will be blown dead for the moment. There was a big collision on the back stick, and that is Rogers. He was a little slow to get up. And those corners, so dangerous for everybody. The ball in the area, everybody watching, not necessarily paying attention to their surroundings so much, but so focused on trying to get something on the service, either defensively or offensively. Good to see Rogers back on her feet. This will be a drop ball situation for Chanel Walters. She will serve this in from the opposite side. Good header. That was Rogers, I believe, called right back into action. Prendergast to Bailey. Closed down well. That was Breda coming in strong to the tackle. Bailey able to get away, but Rogers picks up the ball now. Breda down the line. Nobody really there to aim for. Prendergast coolly back to her defense. Here's Daly. Johnson Mighty. Now Daly again distributing from the back. Good early ball. Veenstra will come for this. Flicked forward by Richards. Just missing that post. It would have been spectacular from Raquana Richards, trying to chip the on-rushing Delana Veenstra after this ball from Daly put her in. And Veenstra did not get there this time. One of the rare occasions early in this tournament that Delana Veenstra did not claim what she came for. Richards this close from opening the scoring. And now Walters winning it back, but giving the ball away. That's a good step by Brown. Almost had it poked away from her by Joanny Perez. Instead, it's Daly looking for options. Prendergast. Tiana Grants back to Daly. See Daly, they rely on her so much for her service from the back. Early ball by Brown, intercepted by Aruba. And now taken right back by Leckie. Jaya Leckie winning it right back for the Jamaicans. Prendergast caught between two minds there as Breinberg able to win it and turn. Rogers. She'll get by Kyra Grant on this far side. Good pace by Grant, but the foul committed. The Jamaican right back at full stretch. She might be lucky to avoid a card here. It was a diving challenge on Ziana Rogers. So Aruba now with a free kick, some distance from goal, of course. This is solid 35 yards beyond. Breinberg, of course, scored a free kick on Sunday, but it was much, much closer, just outside the box. You would expect this will be some type of service for the squad in yellow to try and get underneath. Adnaya Breinberg, who plays her club for Excelsior Rotterdam. 5 in yellow to aim for at the top of the 18. The home fans making some noise as Breinberg fires this in, and eventually right to London Cathy. Flew it a little too close to the sun that time, and the Jamaican captain happy to hang on. It's a long punt, bouncing. Johnson Mighty tried to head it forward. There's Richards back on the ball. She's been lively here in this first half. Madison Bailey. That's good skill. Johnson Mighty to Richards. Veenstra there again. Another save for Delana Veenstra. Officially her 4th of this first half. We have another injured Aruba player here who'll need attending to. I think right there, just that collision. Johnson Mighty and Richards battling for the ball. I believe that's Neve Tromp, the captain, who has stayed down. Much like Kalila Daly for Jamaica, I thought Tromp had a good game on Sunday in their 3-1 defeat to Honduras, but had just the one mistake that you seem to remember. She had her pocket picked by Alexandra Miriam to gift Honduras their 3rd goal of the evening. And the result was really beyond their reach at that point, down 2-0 with only a minute or so to go. It was a good performance by Tromp, really from start to finish, aside from that moment where she just tried to get around the Honduras attacker and did so just a little bit too casually. They have been through the wars here just in the opening match and a half, Aruba. Veenstra had to be substituted in that game against Honduras late in the contest. She was down a couple of times before ultimately coming off. Tyann Raphael deputizing the final quarter of an hour or so in that match on Sunday. Certainly a positive to see her having recovered just with the day off in between. So Concacaf dropping it for the Aruba keeper. We get play restarted again now into the 28th minute. This is Jamaica. Raquana Richards playing in Madison Bailey. Another foul committed on the far side. Bailey, the second time here in the opening half hour that she has drawn a challenge that has led to a whistle. I think it was Bretta once again. And this will give Daly another opportunity from a set piece. The left-footed defender, Kalila Daly, plays for Western Stars FC. Can Jamaica make one of these set pieces count? They've had 4 shots on target so far, though all of those have been from distance. They've had the majority of the ball. They've had almost all the chances. And yet Aruba have done well in defense. Not to give anything gilt-edged to the Reggae Girls through the opening 28 minutes. Can Kalila Daly change that with this free kick? Daly just missing the target. Trying to go near post and perhaps hope for a flick. Just a little too much loft underneath the attempts. The drums play on here in Oranjestad, and the home crowd showing their support. Good closing down once again by Walters. She came off the worst for wear in that exchange with Ashlyn Franken. Quick restart. This is Johnson Mighty. I think the shot was partially blocked that time. And Aruba can carry away. This is Rogers. Oh, dwelled on it too long. You can see it coming. Bailey hunting from behind, winning it back for the Reggae Girls. Grant's ball chested down and played along by Johnson Mighty. Here was Raquana Richards. Richards just over the bar. She has been active, the number 7. Good combination play between the two forwards. Richards had time to size that one up, but just leaned back in the crucial moment. And it remains 0-0. Half an hour gone here at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in Oranjestad. Aruba and Jamaica still searching for the breakthrough. As Johnson Mighty popped up. Veenstra never troubles. Jamaica right now with over 60% possession. They've completed 73% of their passes. And yet they still have not been able to crack this Aruba defense. They've run into some of the same problems that Honduras faced on Sunday. You would imagine, though, this will continue. More of this, wave after wave. Milena Karamaya, Johnson Mighty. Good save by Veenstra. Might have been going wide in the end. Veenstra, though, wasn't going to let anything develop. And there's Tromp again. Just as we went to replay, struggling a bit. It's a really good attacking move. Left-footed shot with some pace along the deck from Johnson Mighty. This is a worrying sign now. Neef Tromp, for the second time, has just gone down, holding her midsection, holding her ribs. She's not the only Aruba player that's needing treatments. This will be a concern for Joali Lake and this technical staff for the hosts. Raquana Richards, by the way, also getting a little bit of attention. A quick stretch there in midfield. And the other injured player for Aruba appears to be Aaliyah Harm. Harm's one of those players that did not feature on Sunday. Came on as a substitute, so it didn't feature from the start. Came on as a sub in the second half. Tromp has remained on the pitch. Harm's the one who received treatment. Will have to step off for a moment as Veenstra frustrated with herself on that clearance. Jamaica trying to take this quickly. Well done by Kodama to hustle back. Just a brief stoppage here. Moika Kalm having a conversation with Cecile Hines, our match referee and our fourth official. The signal to play on. Here's Grant and Walters. Good switch of the play. Not quite enough pace on the pass, though. Aruba trying to come forward. It's Perez. Just a little loose touch, inviting Jamaica in. Prendergast, though, cedes possession right back to Breinberg and then wins it right back, but illegally so. A little shove of the arm, enough to draw the whistle, although Prendergast hasn't heard it yet. It'll be a free kick for Aruba in the opposition half. Perhaps the opportunity to send something into a dangerous area here. It's a little bit too aggressive, a little too robust that time from Prendergast. And she scored the equalizer on Sunday. It was a fantastic strike from outside the box. They were trailing 1-0, having conceded some 11 minutes earlier. Prendergast's goal, though, getting Jamaica on the board. Now it's Franken on the other end. Top of the box for Aruba. And eventually cleared to safety all the way to Johnson Mighty. She's got Richards in front of her. Couldn't get the release pass away. It's lovely footwork from Leckie here in midfield. Tried to flick it over to Richards, who got tread on just a bit. Actually, this Prendergast, excuse me, number 4, got tread on a bit. Johnson Mighty trying to bowl her way through. This stubborn Aruba defense not letting her. Tiana Grant. The 1-2 with Walters. Able to elude Kodama. And the cross, cut out. Aruba away. Kyra Grant, though, couldn't maintain possession. I believe that's Angela on the far side, Leandra Angela. Eventually that path forward was closed. That's more of a hopeful ball that Richards was never going to get to. Goal kick on the way for the hosts with 10 minutes plus stoppages to go in the first half. Again, match number 2 between these two sides. Meeting number 3 all-time. Their first, though, in 14 years at the U17 level. Jamaica winning the first 2 matches handily, 8-0 and 9-0. Those games, though, were when these young ladies were infants. This is Richards trying to create space at the top of the box. Well, deflected out, and this will be a corner kick, the second of the match. Kalila Daly over to send this in. Jamaica trying to improve on a second-place finish back in 2025 at the U17 Championships. Daly's ball, hoping to get it started. Bouncing in the box. And Veenstra is there. Ball could have gone anywhere that time. A number of players wearing black and green and yellow in the box. That's good service from Daly. Put it in the mixer. See Madison Bailey fighting for it. Johnson Mighty eventually got the shot away through a tangle of bodies and legs. Veenstra did well to see through the trees and make the stop. Now it's Aruba with Rogers. Ziana Rogers for Aruba. Good save by Kathy. First shot on target tonight for the hosts. Ziana Rogers almost single-handedly taking on the Jamaican backline. Look at this on 3. A nifty move by Rogers and a good shot there with her left foot. Unfortunately for Aruba, right at the Jamaican keeper, and it remains scoreless. And Jamaica second in 2025, and their 3-team qualifying group had a win and a defeat. A 6-0 victory over St. Kitts and Nevis, and then fell by a single goal 2-1 to Nicaragua in the decider. Women's football certainly at an all-time high in Jamaica. They've reached the last 2 World Cups at the senior level. They're set to host the 2031 Women's World Cup with the U.S., Costa Rica, and Mexico. They made it out of the group stage in Australia and New Zealand in 2023. They've got a number of their senior women's national team stars having spectacular seasons abroad in some of the best leagues in the world. They're trying to carry over some of that momentum here to the youth level. And they have the ball in a dangerous area now through Madison Bailey. Bailey's cross headed and out for a throw deep in the corner. Good defending once again by Aruba. Jamaica getting more of these opportunities in transition, but yet to cash them in. Much of that credit, again, due to the defense of the home team in yellow. When you look at the stature of these two sides, Jamaica is certainly the more physical of the two. Felicia Brown, Jay Alecki both imposing in defense and midfield. Same story for Milena Karamaya. Johnson Mighty up top. Richards and Grants and Walters providing good pace on the wings. With that said, though, Aruba holding their own as Rogers now closes down Brown. And now the ball won by the hosts. This is Perez. That's an important interception there by Daly just to get a foot in. Numbers were beginning to come forward for the team in yellow. Kalila Daly once again coming to Jamaica's rescue in the right place at the right time. Now it's Kyra Grants. This will bounce, but it will elude Chanel Walters. Aruba smartly letting that roll out to touch. Again, you see the corner flag, the wind blowing from the far side of the field to the near, helping along that cross. The final 5 minutes now of the first half. Aruba looking for their first points of the competition after falling 3-1 to current group leaders Honduras. Jamaica, fresh off a 1-1 draw against Guyana on Sunday, looking for their first victory. This is Richards trying to squirm free. Now Prendergast closed down. Breinberg skipping away from Grants. Finding Perez. The return ball was on, but she wasn't looking in that direction. Rogers beaten to it in the end by Kyra Grant, and those two had a bit of a coming together. And is Grant in some pain? Rogers just sticking out a leg to try and poke that ball away. And it is tough when you're running as hard as Kyra Grant was to have someone impede your progress, especially at the end of the first half when you've put in so much work, so much endeavor through the opening 41 minutes. Closing stages of this first half. Will there be a twist before the halftime interval? Or can these sides I would say Aruba specifically hold out until the break. Every metric, again, pointing in the direction of the visitors. Jamaica with 64% possession. They've completed 74% of their passes. They have 11 shot attempts to just 1 for the hosts, including 6 on target. And they have the ball again now. Bailey. Prendergast allowing Leckie to take over. Grant an option. Now Jay Alecki back to Tiana Grant. Cut out though, good interception. Aruba trying to get it forward. Daly not letting them. Grant creating space. Now Prendergast trying to build the attack from midfield. Kyra Grant back on her feet. Ball kept in by Bailey. She and Bretta tangle, and it is Christine Bretta winning the better in that challenge. We love the individual battles in matches like this. We have seen Bailey and Bretta go head-to-head a number of times on that far side. We expect that battle to continue a little closer to our cameras in the second half. It's good work by Angela, but eventually the ball won back by Jamaica, and now cleared away. Just continues to ping around here inside the Aruba half. Jamaica, though, unable to get closer. Kept at a distance by this staunch Aruba defense that did keep Honduras scoreless for 71 minutes. A Honduran side that put up 15 on the board earlier today. A very similar story here tonight in Oranjestad. Prendergast losing this duel with Rogers. She's got Perez to aim for. Rogers going alone for the moment, now playing in a teammates. Behind Breinberg again. Both of those players thought the other would have it. A little miscommunication in midfield for Aruba. Jamaica back in possession as the clock ticks closer towards the halftime whistle. Daly, the searching ball, finding Richards. Now Bailey popped up by Bretta and cleared away. Good step by Grants. Raquana Richards couldn't maintain possession. 45th minute now. Ziana Rogers couldn't find her teammates. 3 minutes of extra time on the way at the end of this first half. Will someone break the deadlock before the interval? Richards looking for the foul this time, doesn't get it. Breinberg. Quidama trying to weave through traffic. A little heavy touch, inviting the clearance. Franken keeping that ball in. The giveaway, though, to Grants, and now Walters. Might this be the moment? Chanel Walters with space. And still Walters, great save by Veenstra at the near post. Chanel Walters with perhaps Jamaica's best opportunity in this first half. A 7th save of the opening 45 minutes for the Aruba keeper. We've played the 45 here at Guillermo Trinidad Stadium into stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppages on the way. Grant's ball forward. No one home this time. Goal kick. Aruba here in midfields. Trying to get Rogers involved. It does break well in front of Felicia Brown. Daly once again, though, coming over to cover. Ziana Rogers got the better of the Jamaican center back, but could not beat her partner on this occasion. Another warning sign, though, that Aruba are not just here to defend. They might have some more of that to do now, however. Jamaica coming forward through Daly. Lovely slide rule ball. Richards will get there. Numbers coming forward. Mighty Johnson couldn't get that. Mighty, couldn't get that shot beyond Veenstra, who once again was alert to the danger. That's a great pass by Daly. Perfect weight on that for Richards to get behind. I think Veenstra just needs a moment this time. Again, diving on the ball as Johnson Mighty was taking a hack at it. Tromp down once more. They have defended bravely once again in this first half, Aruba. They've held their own once again against the 13th ranked team in the region. 20 spots separating these two in the latest Concacaf U17 rankings. Aruba third from bottom. Jamaica just outside the top 10, the team from pot 2 in this group. And yet they have not found the breakthrough. Here's Rogers with 30 seconds to go of the 3 added in this first half. Possession back to Jamaica. Bailey. Pass knocked forward and now sent right back near the mixer. That was Franken who was in the right spot for Aruba on that occasion. It'll be a throw on the far side for the visitors. They might not have time to take it. And as Perez a little slow to get back on her feet and in no hurry to do so. Just a quick check on Joanny Perez from Moikacom. Now we restart. Forward by Aruba. Rogers. Brown. It's an intelligent ball by Brown, but Franken was alert to it. Breinberg. We've played the 3 minutes and then some here in this first half. Kodama lost it. Grants. Walters. Her pass a little behind Leckie. Comes to Brown instead. Now Daly. Kalila Daly eyeing one up from distance, and this was always going long. She saw the opportunity. As they say, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. Not quite in the right zip code that time, though, from Kalila Daly. And that will be the last act of the opening 45 minutes. So through half number 1, Aruba 0, Jamaica 0. These two squaring off in Group D, neither side able to find the breakthrough to this point. Good contest, though, between these two sides, both defending valiantly. Jamaica with more of the ball, more of the chances. Aruba, though, with 1 or 2 good looks in the opening 45. A couple things to think about for both sides as we head to the break. At halftime, here in Oranjestad, it is Aruba 0, Jamaica 0. First half highlights and stats coming your way after this. We've reached halftime here in Oranjestad. Scoreless between Aruba and Jamaica in Group D action at the Concacaf U17 Women's Qualifiers. Both teams with a couple of decent chances in the first half. Jamaica, of course, with more of them. Tiana Grant with this opportunity from outside the box. A little deflection that maybe took the sting off the shot, but Delana Veenstra, as she was throughout the 45, in the right place. Raquana Richards had a lively first half. Again, the right winger receiving this pass from Madison Bailey and sending a shot on target. Another good diving stop from Veenstra. This young lady, Kalila Daly, put more of these balls in that troubled the Aruba backline than most. Richards a great chance to chip the keeper, and that is no small task given Veenstra's size and stature. Good aggressive play by the number one in Aruba. Richards was able to flick it over her, but could not find the back of the nets. More good build-up play here between Milena Karamaya Johnson-Mighty and Raquana Richards, the number 9, playing in her running mates. Richards able to size the shot up, but just lost her footing in the crucial moments. Late on in the half, got a good individual run from Johnson-Mighty. A shot from outside of the box with her left foot, hard along the deck. A little bit of skill to cut back and beat not one but two Aruba defenders. Veenstra, though, to the rescue once more. Just 2 corner kicks in that first half for Jamaica. The second caused quite a few problems and a few nervy moments for the home fans. This ball from Daly pinged around in the box for a bit. And eventually, Johnson-Mighty had the shot that Veenstra was able to hang on to. Aruba had 1 golden chance in this first half. Sienna Rogers, 1 on 5, essentially, at the other end. Able to get the shot away. Solid save, though, from London Cathy. It's a good effort here with the left foot. Cathy, though, never troubled. At the tail end of the half, this perhaps the best chance for Jamaica. Chanel Walters bombing down this left wing. She got within touching distance of Delana Veenstra and sent this hard shot just inside the near post. Veenstra, though, was never going to be beaten from there. Good reflexes from the Aruba keeper to keep things scoreless. Halftime stats look like this. Jamaica with those 14 shots to just 1 for Aruba. 8 of those for the Reggae Girls on target, which means 8 saves in the opening 45 for Veenstra. Remember, she had just that many on Sunday as well in that 3-1 defeat to Honduras. Ball possession favoring the visitors almost by 2/3. And yet Aruba showed the ability in transition at times to put some pressure on the Jamaican back line. We know what they can do from set pieces as well. This game far from being decided. 45 minutes down, still 45 to come here from the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium. Second half action coming your way in just moments here from the Concacaf Women's U17 Qualifiers. Getting set for the start of second half action here from the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in Oranjestad, Aruba. It is the visitors making a couple of changes at the halftime interval. Elizabeth Miller and Jamara Jones both coming on in attack for Jamaica. Madison Bailey and Milena Karamaya Johnson-Mighty each withdrawn. Saw similar substitutions for Jamaica on match day one in their 1-1 draw against Guyana. Marlon Hilton, who's been with the Jamaican Football Federation for 5 years now, took charge here of the U17s a year ago. Just shuffling the pack a bit. I would say that is not results-based. Karamaya Johnson-Mighty and Bailey both very active in that first half in attack for the Reggae Girls. And there is the number 10, Miller. Moikakam just getting confirmation perhaps of the timing here of when this second half should begin. She and Cecile Hines having a conversation. 0-0 after the opening 45. Match number 2 for both Aruba and Jamaica, both looking for their first win in the competition. It's been a while for Aruba since they tasted victory. You got to go back quite a ways before you find a win in the column for the hosts. They've lost all 6 previous meetings at this competition against Caribbean national teams, just scoring once and conceding 38 times. That's almost 6 goals per match. This is a very different Aruba side, though, when it comes to defense. They have been resolute throughout this competition, and they've gotten this rolling here right from the off. Tunisia and Maduro sending one down Jamaica's way as they try and look to get some possession in their favor and certainly some position, some territory. They had to do a lot of defending in their own half in that first half. You see confirmation now of those changes. Jones on in place of Bailey. Miller for Johnson Mighty. If you're Jamaica, I think the hope would be more of the same. We had some good looks. Got to stick to it. The final ball will come. Prendergast, who was a periphery figure at times in the first half on the ball here. So much talent and skill. It's a great ball across. And there is the chance, and there's the opening goal. Jamaica in the opening minute of the second half. It's Raquana Richards. She had a number of good looks in the opening 45. It only takes her seconds after the break to score here. One touch to get it out of her feet, and then Richards able to fire past Delana Veenstra. That resolute Aruba backline finally beaten here in the 46th minute. And it is the Reggae Girls now on top. How often do you see it? The first 5 minutes or the last 5 of either half. Teams just settling in. You see this concession. Raquana Richards, her first of the tournament. Second for the Reggae Girls. And it is Prendergast again. That's her second goal contribution of the tournament, Nicolette Prendergast. Had the goal in match day 1, now the assist here on match day 2. So 1-0 to Jamaica, but it's Aruba with a free kick. Neve Tromp. Ball headed down. That was Jones trying to carry forward. Ball knocked out. Well, that certainly changes the calculus a bit for both of these sides. As a manager, you have your tactics and your team talk and everything that you've said at half now. Some of that goes out the window when you concede so early. Massive goal, of course, for Jamaica. The live table would show them in second position, just 2 points back of Honduras. They're looking for more goals here. It was a good idea. Prendergast again, the number 10 in terms of position, the number 4 on her shirt, forcing the corner. They had 2 corner kicks in the first half, 1 now in the opening 3 minutes of the second. It'll be the substitute, Jamara Jones. That's a driven ball over everybody. Not a bad idea that time, but too much bend. Now Delana Veenstra was a busy lady in the opening 45. And she had those 8 saves. First shot on target, though, in the second half. And the best look for Jamaica. They were coming forward in transition. Aruba could not stop the cross and then could not deal with the 2 Jamaican attackers in the box. Both Elizabeth Miller and Raquana Richards had a crack at it. Richards eventually getting the final touch and the goal. Now a free kick coming. Bit of a nothing challenge here for Aruba that does lead to a dangerous free kick for Kalila Daly. She's provided good service throughout this tournament. She will go for goal this time. Veenstra was hustling over. The ball was always drifting wide in the ends. Daly taking it quickly, just the one-person wall, and she was almost able to capitalize. Aruba playing out from the back. Jamaica coming forward. This is Richards, and she wins it off trump. Raquana Richards looking to get the cross in. Neve Trump, the captain, standing her ground and knocking that ball out to touch. That is the danger, though, when you are trying to play out of the back. Jamaica pressing up, forward. You saw Marlon Hilton at the bottom of your screen encouraging his players. Yes, come up, come up. Here's this cross now from Kyra Grants. Grant back on the ball for the Reggae girls. Jones, nice ball. Richards in. Aruba, the danger not gone yet. Well, took a deflection now. That clearance, the shot from Miller blocked. Richards in the area. Once again, it's Veenstra getting down quickly to deny Jamaica a second. That was Chanel Walters. Yeah, she was alert to the danger. I believe this is Angela, who just dwelt on it a little bit too much. Miller's shot was blocked. In like a flash was Walters. This is an Aruba player that is requiring some attention once again. Luz Lagares is their physio. Wikipuro Jimenez, their doctor. Sylvian Kroosendijk, the physical trainer for Aruba. And they have been a busy staff through these two games. I believe that is Natyushka Kodama who was down. Actually, no, I'm sorry, 17, Aliyah Harms, the player being looked at. Yeah, Harms certainly in some distress as she makes her way off to the touchline. Aliyah Harms, the second half substitutes in match day 1 in that 3-1 defeat to Honduras. Got the starts today. Hopefully she can continue in this match. That's nothing more than a knock. And there she comes, the number 17. Gamely playing on early on in this second half. Daly with the eager restart, and I think Moika Kalm is going to make her retake this throw in. There's some confusion over what the call is here as Daly waiting for the official signal. I believe maybe there was a foul perhaps on the play. Either way, we're off and running once again. Jamaica leading 1-0. Raquana Richards, just a minute after the halftime interval, able to score on the counterattack off the ball from Nicolette Prendergast. That lone goal, the difference between these two. Officially, by the way, Elizabeth Miller is going to get credited for the assist. She got just enough on that ball. Prendergast had the initial cross. Miller the touch that helped put it into Richards' path. She did not err from there. Kyra Grant, I think, had the idea. I'm just going to keep walking until someone tells me to stop on this restart. Rogers with the hip check on Grants. Jamaica in possession. Jones losing her footing. Ball cleared for a Jamaica throw. Certainly that concession would have taken the wind out of Aruba's sails. They had played so well in the opening 45. Only to concede in the first minute of the second 45. Jamaica now, if they can hang on to these 3 points, would have 4 through 2 matches. Not a bad return. They would still have 2 more to come. Here's this chance drifting to the far post. I believe that was Miller that had the opportunity. Walters was in the area but could not get a toe on that. It will be a corner, it appears. Aruba upset about that decision. It must have taken a deflection along the way. It looks like our match official will be overruled. Just a moment there of uncertainty. I can see the reaction from everybody in yellow, and a good amounts here at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium, the national stadium of Aruba, that did not like that call. Good effort here by Rogers to keep the ball in play. Joanny Perez. Good defending back there. That's Felicia Brown again. Rushed that clearance just a bit. Chance for Aruba, perhaps, to get something going. Angela on the restart. Here's Maduro and Rogers. Ziana Rogers had to play it across. Shot comes in from distance. Always going to be a catching practice situation for London Cathy. Denisian Maduro with the opportunity from outside the box. It'll go down as a shot on goal, the second shot on target of the match for the hosts. I mentioned Aruba struggling against Caribbean sides in this competition. Jamaica the opposite. This is their 8th time that they'll have faced a fellow Caribbean opponents in the U17 qualifiers. They've only lost once. That was a 3-2 defeat to Bermuda back in 2018. They've won their previous 5 outings against squads from the Caribbean. Aruba trying to change that narrative, but trailing 1-0. Grant's ball forward, something for Miller to chase. Elizabeth Miller. Good patience here, and the shot. Everything but the final ball that time. Miller able to chest that down. Showed good composure to knock it back onto her left foot. Watch it again as she gets behind Tromp here. So this is a lovely cutback. Ball just sailed on her. Saw Jamara Jones asking why that pass wasn't given to her. You can't blame Miller, though, for taking that one on. Here's Kyra Grants. Anywhere will do for Tromp. Be a throw-in for Jamaica. Jamaica, by the way, plays St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Thursday. That's a tough ask for the Vincy Heat that just gave up 15 this morning to come back 2 days later and play the number 2 team in this group, as more substitutes appear to be on the way for Aruba. It is going to be the captain, Niamh Tromp, who will come off. She's been laboring a bit in this match. Tried to give it a go in the second half. Ariane Gomez will take her place. So Tromp, one of the leaders for this Aruba side in the back line, now removed. Long looping shot coming in just over the crossbar that time from Jamaica from some 40 yards out. Who else but Daly to take it on? Gomez for Tromp, by the way, the first change made by Joali Lake for the Aruba side as we approach the hour mark. Jamaica finish with Honduras on Monday. Oh, watch out now, Miller just beyond that post. Elizabeth Miller making an impact off the bench in this second half. 2 good looks. Watch it again, good composure. Veenstra came out, making herself big. I think Jamaica was claiming that Veenstra got a touch on that. You see Marlon Hilton having maybe some of the same questions about why this is a goal kick and not a corner. A header won by Prendergast, but Aruba able to clear their lines through Rogers. Ran into a bit of a cul-de-sac with Daly there, and now Kalila Daly will win it, but illegally so. Play blown dead. Does feel like a set piece might be one of Aruba's best opportunities. That in transition, really, there are only 2 cracks. They've just struggled in the build-up. It's had to be quick for them to try and get in behinds. They've had precious little opportunity to do so. This young lady, though, can serve a ball. Adenaya Breinberg, 1 goal already from a set piece in this tournament. She will loft one forward, off the hands, and it's in! Oh, and now perhaps the joy short-lived. Leandra Angela was crashing in. Looks like this goal is going to be waved off by our French referee, Moika Kalm, and it's Jamaica quickly attacking at the other end. Rakrana Richards tipped up. Watch out, and it's in! It is Elizabeth Miller at the other end. The second half substitute. After it looked for all the world like Aruba had equalized, instead it's Jamaica doubling their advantage here in the 62nd minute. Chaos in Oranjestad. And Veenstra only able to tip it on the bar right back into the path of Elizabeth Miller. It's her first of the tournament. It's a massive one for Jamaica. Not exactly sure what happened at the other end, though. That is the question. And Aruba looked like they had scored from the free kick. Here it is again. On the flag up for offside here. Leandra Angela, that's why the goal was disallowed. And the home fans do not like it. London Cathy had difficulty with the ball in. And Jamaica alertly got it back into play. And it was Miller, at the other end who scored it. So 2-0 as the equation changes once again. Heartbreak for Aruba here. They thought they had equalized. They thought they had clawed back level. Another brilliant set piece from Adenaya Breinberg. Advantage being played now. Here's Breinberg again. Up to Rogers. This ball just rolls out the touch. Again, that wins enough on this artificial turf to push it out. A little frustration coming into play for this Aruba side. Understandably so. Things now just settling for a moment as Jamaica wait to take this throw, and now they come. Jones, the early ball forward. Miller showing her pace, getting there first. Elizabeth Miller. No whistle, we play on. Still Miller now. The lay back to Jones, not on target. It comes right back to Miller, though, on the edge of the box. Triple teamed over there. Ball to Leckie. He will play it back. And Brown. And Daly. Flipping it over the top. Veenstra bobbled it. Oh, nearly 3. It was Richards that time. Unable to take advantage. Boy, it's all happening here at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium. 2-0 our score. Aruba thought they had tied things up, only for the goal to be ruled off for an offside violation. Within seconds, Jamaica had the ball on the other end in the back of the net, and here they come again. This is Walters. Chanel Walters out wide. 3 in the box to aim for. It will be a corner. Well done by Aruba to prevent the service. That's Breinberg again, who's been everywhere on both ends of the pitch. There's Jamara Jones coming over to take this 66th minutes. Jamaica with an opportunity now from a corner of their own to add to this advantage and put this game out of sight. Here was Richards. Lost her footing that time. Richards in some pain here. The goal scorer of Jamaica's first tally just 1 minute into the second half. I think Veenster wanted to take that goal kick quickly, but the injured player will prevent that. So Richards might need some attention. Almost hard to believe, but we were scoreless at the break. Took less than a minute for Jamaica to open the scoring to start the second half for Quana Richards. Off a nice ball from Nicolette Prendergast. Here's that sequence again, by the way, moments ago. And there you see the offside flag go up. Leandra Angela, the guilty party, and as Aruba is still trying to figure out what just happened and protest, Jamaica got it rolling again quickly. Look where all those yellow shirts are. Nobody on the near side of the pitch. Jones's ball finds Richards. She sends one in. And that's all Veenstra could do about it, and Miller was there to poke it home from close range. And they know how to celebrate. Excellent work there by our crew, our replay team, our cameras to keep it rolling, keep it on the action in the midst of all that chaos. Quana Richards, by the way, right back into the fray. Looks like she's good to play on after being down for a few minutes. And there is Richards, the number 7 on the near side. Miller couldn't hold it up. It's Breinberg going the other way. A little heavy touch, though, allowing Grant to come in. Jamaica trying to play those early balls, just as we saw Aruba do in the first half. That might have been one of the big changes, I would say, from Marlon Hilton at the break for this Jamaican side. What about speeding play up? Not waiting, not getting bogged down in possession, but just going for it. Trying to play early. It's worked to great effect here in this second half on 2 occasions now. Breinberg and Prendergast, those 2 midfield dynamos battling. It's Aruba winning. Maduro's ball for Rogers to chase. The long strides of Daly getting there first. No foul on the play. Here's Breinberg with space and time. Another dangerous ball that will just be clipped over the bar. You cannot blame her at this point, Adenaya Breinberg, if she's within 40 yards and she's got the opportunity. She's going to shoot that thing goalwards. And now London Cathy needs just a moment. 70th minute here in Oranjestad. We did see this in Jamaica's match against Guyana on Sunday. Cathy needed some attention at times. Kathy, not only the keeper, but the Jamaican captain as well. You love when a physio skips onto the pitch. And Kathy again, just that left leg needing to be stretched out a bit. (2-0) our score, 71st minute in Group D action. If this result holds, Jamaica would be firmly in second place in the group, 2 points behind Honduras with 2 matches to play. And that sub taking place for Aruba. Leandra Angela off, replaced by Kaylee Vlight. Second match in a row that we've seen Vlight come off the bench. It would appear Kathy is good to persist. It will be a drop ball. Or will it be? Concacaf, I think, getting assistance from her AR on the far side. She's going to go have a word about how this restart should be taken. I think perhaps that we're going to have a little extra added time coming at the end of this match. Raquana Richards and Elizabeth Miller, the 2 goal scorers for Jamaica, both coming after halftime. Richards in the 46th. Miller officially in the 62nd minute. Elizabeth Miller with a goal and an assist after coming on at the half. Pretty good substitution from Marlon Hilton. And with that said, Milena Karamaya Johnson-Mighty, who she replaced, had a really good first half. So Jamaica with a wealth of attacking options. Those two playing roughly the same position, similar skill set. Here is Jones now. Miller. Battling with Maduro and getting it out wide. Walters again. Too much for Grant to do that time. Good battle and a foul going against Jamaica. Daly pleading her case, and she will be cautioned here. I believe it looked like we saw the card there from Calm. I'm not sure. It's going to be Kalila Daly, although I'm not sure if she had much to do with that challenge. She does pick up a yellow card, however. She will have to be careful. Nobody from Jamaica was carded in their first match. But Daly now, though, has to watch for the next 2. Again, anything you pick up on Thursday against St. Vincent and the Grenadines would mean a 1-game suspension for what might be the group decider on Monday against Honduras. Jamaica do not have a match over the weekend to get a chance to rest some players prior to that big game against the current group leaders. It was Breinberg, by the way, who was carrying the ball forward and was fouled. From this vantage point, it looked like the foul came from behind, whether that was Walters or Grant who was trying to chase her down. Daly was just standing there. The player was already going to ground when she made contact. So a tough one there for Kalila Daly. With Breinberg off, though, for the moment after receiving treatment, it'll be Ashlyn Franken to take this free kick. She was on set-piece duty at times on their first match. It's a good delivery. Kyra Grant can only knock it clear for a corner. First corner kick opportunity of the match for the hosts as they try and find a lifeline, try and find a way back in this contest, trailing by 2. A quarter of an hour to play. Franken's corner. Ah, it's a disappointing one. Tried to go short. Chanel Walters stepped through. It'll be a throw deep in the corner for Aruba. 1 point to note. Nikolai Prendergast also picked up a yellow earlier in this match, back in the 64th minute, shortly after the Miller goal. So 2 Jamaicans have been carded so far. Daly and Prendergast, both on a caution. Here's Franken. Rogers to aim for. Sienna Rogers, who had the best look in this match for Aruba in the first half. Good defending there by Jones. There you see confirmation of that yellow from earlier that we just missed in the moment. Kyra Grant took the throw, but it should have been someone in yellow. Ball was out by Jamaica's. '77th minute here in Aruba. On the touch there from Perez, just eluding her intended target. Rogers not giving up. Kyra Grant, though, getting there first. Rogers, I would say, a robust challenge. It is Jones now in possession down the line. Here's Miller. Trying to release Richards. She gets bundled over and draws the foul. The shove in the back. We'll see if this will be a card here now for playing the ball away. I think that was unwise, and there does, the card does come out against Aruba. The first Aruban player cautioned. Ashlyn Franken picking up the yellow. She's the first player for the hosts through these first 2 matches to pick up a yellow card. Franken joining Daly and Prendergast in Mocha Calm's book. 78th minute now. Kalila Daly looking to swing this in and perhaps looking to trouble Delana Veenstra. She is capable of putting something dangerous on frame from this distance. Just one in the wall here for Veenstra. Kodama getting instruction. Now in a much better position to shield that near post. Here is Daly. Didn't quite have her shooting boots on. She has produced some good moments in this tournament so far, Kalila Daly. She would like that one back, though. Kaylee Vlight hustling over to get this ball restarted. Aruba advancing just a bit. Christine Bretta. Her eyes upfield, now spotting Breinberg wide open. Bretta and Breinberg exchanging early ball. That was off of Calm, and she will have to blow this dead. Actually, Rogers might have been fouled here in the play as well as Felicia Brown put a foot in. A little cramp here for the center forward for Aruba. Tunisia Maduro being a good teammate right there. And this is certainly in territory for Adnaya Breinberg to put something else on frame. Obviously, she's a ways out, but she was at this distance when she stung the palms of Kathy and had the ball in the back of the net, if not for the offside call. Well, you know what? Actually, there won't be a foul. It'll be a drop ball here. Breinberg tried to take the strike, blocked that time by Richards. Cleared away by Brown. That was my initial thought, that the ball had struck Calm, and that's why it was blown dead. And then we saw, I think it was Rogers there, knocked over. You wonder if the foul had come. Instead, it's Jamaica with the ball. Jones able to get past one, and now two. Jamara Jones didn't quite have enough on the cross. Ball not dealt with just yet by Aruba. There's the shot from distance. Veenstra able to cover as Prendergast sent one goalwards. That's the 13th shot on target for Jamaica in this match. 11 saves now for Veenstra as play is stopped once again. This physical encounter between these two Caribbean sides starting to take its toll in the 81st minute. I believe this is Breda. Breda trying to walk off that ankle injury. She'll have to come off for just a bit. Her side once again fighting through adversity, trying to hang in there against the team with a much better ranking than theirs. Again, 30 points, or I should say 20 places separating these two. Aruba 33rd in Concacaf, Jamaica 13th. And they want some more now. It's Raquana Richards. Veenstra, good save. Either to the left or to the right, and Richards would have had her seconds. Veenstra, though, good positioning and a safe pair of hands. Richards out wide towards Walters. Prendergast. 8 minutes plus stoppages left. Jamaica moving closer to their first victory of this campaign. A much needed one in their hopes to get to March, to get to the finals, to win this group. Based on what we saw earlier today, you'd imagine they would be favored, fancied, feeling good about their chances against St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Thursday, although these matches aren't played on paper, everyone knows that. It was Jones now hustling to win it back. She'll try the long-range efforts. Another save in the books for Veenstra. Make it 13 now for the Aruba keeper. A couple of changes on the way for Jamaica at the next time of asking. Michaela Stewart's and Talicia Anderson being readied. And it will be Prendergast who will make way along with Raquana Richards. Those changes can be made. Second appearance in a row for Stewart's. It's a tournament debut for Anderson, the number 18. There's Jennifer Williams as well, getting set to come on. She'll replace Chanel Walters. 5 subs used now by Marlon Hilton. Williams also featured as a substitute in that opening match against Guyana, just as Williams, Jones, and Stewart did. Here's Rogers now, trying to get one back for Aruba. Ziana Rogers, still. Good shielding by Brown, and she prevents the corner as well. Felicia Brown has not had all that much to do in this match, but she's not put a foot wrong yet. Well, Breinberg tried to cut it back against Stewart and got taken down in the act. Breinberg, the usual free kick taker, having to limp away. We'll leave this for Franken in the 85th minute. See Ashlyn Franken just taking that ball forward a few yards. She will win a corner for her side. It's their second of this half. 2-0 Jamaica, 85th minute. Raquana Richards, Elizabeth Miller, the goal scorers. Breinberg pulling rank, coming over to take this set piece. Franken going into the box. Can they find the goal? They did so late on Sunday in the 3-1 defeat to Honduras. A goal here, and it certainly would be game on for the hosts. Here's Breinberg. A rare miss hits from the Aruba number 10. More subs perhaps on the way. It looks like Kellyanne Gearman will replace Christine Breda. She'd been laboring a bit. Gearman on for the second straight match. Her team trying to find a way back in this. Trailing by 2 here at home. The home crowd once again so supportive. Coming out in full force here tonight. Good Jamaican contingent in the stands as well. And the Reggae Girls just about there. You'd expect a fair bit of stoppage time after a number of injuries and slow restarts in this one as Breinberg tries to wiggle away from Williams, and eventually Jennifer Williams called for the foul. A little more consternation here as Jamaica is asking this free kick to be taken a little further back. Raquana Richards having a word with Concacaf. Our French referee having enough of the back talk. She will have Ashlyn Franken move this ball back a bit. Long ball forward, chested down by Daly and cleared back to midfield where Miller is waiting. A goal and an assist tonight for Elizabeth Miller coming on in the second half. This pass will elude her in the end. Cleared out to touch by Aruba. 89th minute now here in Group D. Jamaica poised to remain unbeaten in the competition, so close to notching their first win here in 2026 at these U17 qualifiers. This is Richards. Great skill. Lovely turn at the top of the box. On the shot, not on target. That was, I believe, Tiana Grant. No, I'm sorry, 19, not 14. Michaela Stewart, who had the chance. Good composure there, but the final touch letting her down. There's Gearman, dispossessed. And that is Stewart again. Good feet. One back now. It was Williams. Tried to leave it for Lecky. Shot from Tiana Grant will go wide. For Aruba, much like the first match, I think a lot of positives that the home team can take from this defeat. They defended well. Obviously, they held Jamaica at bay for the opening 45. Just 2 lapses, and one you can almost not blame them for after the offside following the goal they had scored, or they thought they scored. That opening goal, though, just seconds into the second half, one that they will wish they had back. For Aruba, by the way, they will play Guyana on Thursday, their next assignment. It'll be a Saturday match against St. Vincent and the Grenadines to close things out. We've almost played the 90, and there will be a fair bit of stoppage time on the way. We're hearing 5 minutes of additional time at the end of this one. Still plenty of time for at least a goal or two. This is Miller. Left-footed cross. Still loose in the box. Eventually poked clear. Here's Daly. The long-range effort will not be on target. Their confirmation, 5 additional minutes at the end of this Group D encounter. That's Lecky once again. Poked away from her. Daly. It's a good ball in a dangerous area. Stewart couldn't quite get it under her spell. Now might get another crack at it. Popped up, headed forward. It was Breinberg getting in there, and Rogers. Adnaya Breinberg carrying it into the attacking third. Rogers has chased so many lost causes in this match. Just didn't have the seam to try and pressure Brown on that occasion. It is a throw, though, for the hosts here in the 2nd minute of extra time in this second half. Kellyanne Gearman on the restart for Aruba. In this constituent island within the Kingdom of the Netherlands, less than 20 miles north of the Venezuelan coast. These young ladies have represented their country well here again today. This is an island 15 times smaller than Rhode Island, the smallest United States. Only 110,000 people total make up the population. And yet they have a corner now and a chance to get something on the board late and make things awfully interesting over the final few minutes of stoppage time. Ashlyn Franken positioning things just the way she wants in the corner. Everybody up here for Aruba, minus the keeper, of course. And Franken's ball just hits the side netting. Tough into this wind, blowing right in her face. They've just gotten that service wrong when they've had the opportunities. Here is Grant now. Down the line and out, right into the arms of her head coach. Kellyanne Gearman forced to retake this from a little further back. Cecile Hines saying, keep going. Now Gearman will charge forward. Ball hoofed out by Grants, and Gearman will do it again from a much more advanced position. Roughly 90 seconds left of the 5 added. Jamaica 2, Aruba 0. The hosts repelled once again as Lecky sends this forward to Jones. Bit of a loose touch as Aruba get back on the ball. And yet they cannot do anything with it. Jamara Jones for Jamaica. Raquana Richards. Throw for the hosts. Final minute of stoppage time now. This is Stewart. Composure there from Stewart. Back to Grants. Closing down by Aruba. They certainly have not given up the fight. In the end, it looks like they just will not be able to find the goal they were looking for in this contest. They will stay on not points through 2 matches. Still 2 games to go, though, for the hosts. Same story for Jamaica. 4 points almost on the board. After that 1-1 draw with Guyana, now it's looking like a 2-0 win against the host Aruba. They played the 5 minutes. Here was Rogers. Perhaps one more chance for Aruba to get forward. No, repelled once again by Jay Alecki and company. Grant back to midfields. Daly. Long ball forward that Veenstra will come out to try and claim, and now she just shoves Miller out of the way and then eventually lands on the ball. No protests from Elizabeth Miller. Great cameo for her in these final 45. And still we play on. A glance of the watch from Moika Kalm, and now a blast of the whistle, and that will do it here in Group D. It is Jamaica, the Reggae Girls, with the 2-0 victory. A heated one at that. Jamara Jones, a little shout of exultation at the end. Adnaya Breinberg didn't take kindly to that, right in her face. And this was a heated affair. I wish perhaps that cooler heads and maybe better sportsmanship would prevail in the end. We've seen so much of that throughout this tournament so far. Jamaica onto the pitch to celebrate Aruba. Not pleased, but they will taste defeat for the second match in a row despite their best efforts. Jamaica remaining unbeaten. The draw followed by this 2-0 win. 4 points for the Reggae Girls as they move now into second position behind Honduras in Group D. 2-0 your final. Raquana Richards and Elizabeth Miller your goal scorers. We'll show you those goals along with full-time stats coming up after this. It's gone final at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in Oranjestad. 2-0, the final tally. Jamaica with some good looks in the opening 45 minutes, foiled though every time by this Aruba backline. Not perhaps the best chance, or one of the best chances. Raquana Richards nearly chipping Delana Veenstra. The ball just going past the far post. They would have more opportunities before the halftime interval though. Richards once again just losing her footing in the vital moment as that ball sails just over the crossbar. Good build-up play between Raquana Richards and Malena Karamaya Johnson. Mighty. These corner kicks proved a worry for Aruba this evening. Jamaica only crafted 4 of them, missed their best opportunity. Veenstra able to make the stop on that occasion. I believe 7 saves in the opening 45 minutes for Delana Veenstra. This is her best one right before the break. Chanel Walters trying to beat Veenstra. Far post. The Aruba keeper, though, quick to react. Again, a great individual effort, a great run. Veenstra down quickly to block the shot. 0-0 after the first 45. It took less than a minute, though, for Jamaica to break the deadlock. A nice ball across from Nicolette Prendergast. Elizabeth Miller, who had just come on as a sub, got the slightest of touches, and there was Raquana Richards. One touch, and then out of her feet and beyond Veenstra. A lovely celebration after the fact. Jamaica up 1-0. They would almost make it 2 on this occasion. Veenstra forced into action after the turnover. And a bad look from Walters flying in. Good pressure from Jones. Miller's first chance was blocked. And there was Walters forcing the save out of Veenstra. The first goal came in the 46th minute. This would be the second in the 62nd. Elizabeth Miller, on this occasion, actually just dragging the shot wide. A sign of things to come, though. Miller in dangerous positions after she came on. This was the sequence that led to the goal, of course. Aruba thought they had scored. Adenaya Breinberg's shot from long range went across the goal line, but Leandra Angola guilty of offside. Look at this replay. Jamaica so alert, getting the ball forward. Everybody from Aruba had gone over to celebrate with their home fans. Instead, it is Raquana Richards going the other direction. Veenstra can only parry it off the bar right into the path of the substitute Elizabeth Miller. 2-0 Jamaica. Heartbreak for Aruba here. Miller, right place, right time. Such an alert move from the Reggae girls to get the ball out of the back of their net and into the other end in lightning quick fashion. And that was your final 2-0 in favor of the visitors. 31 total shots to 5. 15 shots on target. Veenstra with 13 saves in this match. See the 4 corners to 3. Again, Aruba crafted some chances, even though Jamaica had 59% possession. A lot for Aruba to hang their hat on, but they still do sit on not points through 2 matches. Honduras continue to lead Group D. Jamaica, though, right in the thick of things, just 2 points back. And again, those two will face off on Monday. It's St. Vincent and the Grenadines up next for Jamaica on Thursday. Aruba get Guyana on Thursday, who are off today. It all sets up for a fantastic end to Group D with still 2 matches left to come. The final in this one goes the way of the visitors. Our final score here from the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in Oranjestad. It is Aruba 0, Jamaica 2.